Okay, our guest host this morning is former Medtronic CEO Bill George, and he is the author of a new book that has nothing to do with Kanye West. It's called Discover Your True North, Becoming an Authentic Leader. In it, he takes a look at who he considers great leaders of the decade, names like Al Mulally and Howard Schultz, Indra Nooyi. So what's the common thread among these leaders? And that is the question we have for you this morning.
Authenticity. Today's leaders have changed dramatically. It used to be all about charisma and style in my era. Now it's about authentic leaders who are real people, admit their mistakes, are transparent, they're open. Today's leaders have much more of a global mindset.
But why is that different than the charismatic leaders of the past? They were fake?
They were top-down, hierarchical, aloof, and very different. Today's leaders are very engaged. They don't mind admitting their mistakes. They're willing to be vulnerable.
Right.
They're willing to be real. Okay?
Let me ask you a question about this sort of cycles, this generation of management.
Right.
More diverse. People want different types of board, different types of people around them. There are academics they'll put on a board. They'll have a more diverse board in terms of race, gender, all of those things.
Yeah.
When you go back and you look at Apple, I was thinking about this last night when I was thinking of seeing you, and you look at that company and its success, at least early on, there's no diversity around them. They didn't spend any time thinking about those issues. Steve Jobs would say he just thought about product, product, product.
Yeah. Let's not hold him up as a role model for that.
Was that the wrong way to approach the world?
Certainly today, they're a lot more diverse today. They have to be, and look at Google and Facebook. All those companies have to. But
do they have to for the business, or do they have to for
the
sort of political correctness of the moment?
I hate political correctness. They have to have a diverse set of life experiences sitting around the table. If you're selling consumers and you got a bunch of guys picking out dresses for women, come on, get over it. If you're in a global business, okay, and you have no one around the table who's ever lived outside the United States, and you don't have a diverse set of people, you're going to make bad decisions. You're all going to march off the cliff together. That's why, look at the last two big appointments, Microsoft, Google, both people were born in India, Indra Nooyi, same. So you have much more diverse people coming up to the top. I think it's good. I don't think it's political. I think you want a diverse set of life experiences around to make inputs to your decision-making.
Do you think that's happening easier, just naturally?
It's not as natural as it should be. I'd like to see a lot more, and I think the barriers are coming down, and I think the millennials, look, diversity, they celebrate diversity. They don't care, and so I think millennials are having a dramatic impact. They will not work in a bureaucratic company. One of the things I'm talking about here is you can't run a hierarchical bureaucratic company and be successful today. Those barriers have to break down.
What's an example of an old company that used to do that and it has stumbled as a result?
Has stumbled?
Yeah, somebody or a company that used to be run that way, a very hierarchical organization that would not survive in these times.
Well, I think a lot of companies have made dramatic changes. Certainly the retailers have, you know, like Home Depot and Target has gotten much more diverse in its way it looks at its operations, Becky. So I think those companies clearly stumbled. But they came back from that. Nardelli was clearly a tops-down, classical, hierarchical leader,
Right.
and they clearly stumbled.
You have said that the baby boomers should get out of the way.
Yeah.
That the millennials now have to rise.
Yeah.
Should you be getting off the boards of all these companies?
Yeah, I think so. Why not? Bring more diversity on your boards. Bring more young people. Get a millennial. A lot of people are looking for that today. I mean, a lot of the people on boards don't understand tech. Tech's influencing everything. You need to have some people who really understand that. A lot of them are under 40.
We joke, but not so joke, about sort of the millennial generation and also the entitlement generation. What do you think of sort of the stereotype, at least?
Do you want a self-absorbed board? You think that's the way to go?
No, I think people want to have action right now. And I think they don't want to wait till they're 40. They don't want to stand in line 10 years. I had an opportunity to run a business at 27 years old. Somebody gave me that opportunity. That was not the norm in those days. And it was the best experience I ever had. So I think people, look how Zuckerberg's grown. Started out as a young kid. He's matured a great deal. And because he has great mentors. One of the things we feature in the book is the importance of having mentors, having a support team.
Is there before we go, an unknown CEO that we should know about?
There's a
no, but somebody that you think hasn't.
Well, I don't know how unknown he is, but I tell you, some of you ought to look at is Ken Frazier. You know, his grandfather was a slave. I didn't know when I started talking to him. It was amazing. You know, it means he's born before 1863. Ken Frazier is one of the great leaders, CEO of Merck. Fantastic and very authentic person, very real. Saved him from the Xerox problems and, Vioxx problems.
Right.
and great leader. Ursula Burns, Xerox, another one, fantastic leader.
Right. Bill George, the book is called True North. You're going to be sticking around for the rest of the hour.
Yeah,
Congratulations
thank you for
on it.
Thank
We'll
you.
continue this conversation.